Guys, this is the power of teaching your children to feel, right? To learn work ethic, to not cram work down their throat and say you have to do it alone. If you think about all the issues that we have as adults trying to communicate our feelings and prove how great we are and how hard we work, it stems from these kinds of lessons with your kids.
So I'll start with the positive. So Thursday night, my son Dean was crying in his room. We went to bed. His mom went and checked on him, closed the door. About 10 minutes later, I hear him still crying, and I think, oh, well, this is a chance, right, to go connect with him and see what's going on.
Good.
So I asked him what's going on, asked him how he felt, kind of explored a lot of different things with him. He was scared. He set up for Halloween, and I think that kind of scared him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said he felt like people were watching him in his room. And I related to him and said, sometimes when I watch a scary movie, I feel the same way in the dark, like something's watching me, and that it's okay, and we're here to protect him, and we love him, and we're right here for him. And I offered him a couple different things I did, and he didn't really think those were helpful. So I asked him, well, what would you like to do? And he's like, well, I want to sleep with my mom, but she won't let me. I said, well, I'd let you sleep with me, but I'm on the couch. So there's not enough room. So how about I lay with you? And so I laid with him for about 10 minutes, and then he was out, slept the whole night, and woke up and was just like, came to me and said, thank you. I feel so safe. And it was a real special moment.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I felt really good about it, because I normally would have said, don't cry, you have nothing to be afraid of. Just,
exactly.
Suck up and deal with it. And instead, I felt like we really connected. And then we had 2 soccer games this weekend. I'm the coach of his team. And he ended up scoring a goal, and it's his first goal. And so it was really good. We lost the game, but I went through the team after the game, and I told them, I highlighted things they did well. And instead of saying, I'm proud of you or something like that, with the whole team, I used, you should be really proud. You worked really hard in practice on that. You're doing a great job. Like, reinforcing that they should be proud of themselves. And I asked them how they felt, and they were all kind of giving me that feedback of like, oh, I feel good. I feel like I'm getting better. And I'm like, yes, you are getting better. It's because of the work you're putting in, and you guys should all be proud of that.
This is awesome, Dennis. This is awesome. This is so just make sure that it sounds like you did, but just make sure that you're not, like, you're really encouraging them. Are you proud of the work that you did?
Yeah.
And I think that it sounds like you did. Guys, this is the power of teaching your children to feel, right? To learn work ethic, to not cram work down their throat and say you have to do it alone. If you think about all the issues that we have as adults trying to communicate our feelings and prove how great we are and how hard we work, it stems from these kinds of lessons with your kids. If we want our kids, the next generation, to do it better than we did, you embrace man with kids like like Dennis did here. Like this is awesome, dude. Well done.
Thank you. And then Sunday we had a game, and we blew the team out, and they played so much better. And I think it's because they had installed a lot of confidence in themselves. Like, we are getting better. We are doing good.
Yeah.
And so really great to see even players who are weaker on the team were doing things they've never done before and pushing the ball and being more aggressive and more confident in themselves. And it was really nice to see. So I had a really good weekend connecting both with my son Dean, but then also all these other kids who I'm mentoring and coaching. So it felt really good to be that leader and be able to like elevate them and show them a different way than worrying about winning and losing and like what they're doing, but being proud of the work they're doing.
That's awesome. And guys, pay attention to what he's talking about here too. So we talk about man with purpose, and when you're giving back, think about this: is he's interacting with all these young men who potentially have shitty role models, and we can probably safely assume that they do, right? Just starting with the work ethic that you're teaching these kids right now, for them to be proud of themselves and not have to throw it around, right? To just motivate themselves to work harder as opposed to doing it to prove something, right? So this is great. This is an awesome story for the weekend, man. Thanks for sharing, dude.
Yeah, it felt really good. The relationship kind of same place. I'm trying to start conversations, using the conversation starters.
Mm-hmm.
Still hitting a wall, but I think I did a really good job of, instead of saying, "Oh, if you want to talk," or doing a needy thing, I was just like, well, okay, this is what I think, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. And then I go off and I dance when I'm happy. So I was dancing around in the kitchen while I made dinner, and she's sitting on the couch, and she kind of noticed that. And the one thing I felt like was kind of winning. I've been working really hard on the physical fitness and getting back in shape because I let myself go for a little bit.
Yep.
And I was brushing my teeth before the soccer game. I didn't have my shirt on, and she came in to get ready. And I caught her staring at me, like checking me out. And I was like, I didn't say anything. I just kept brushing my teeth and then went on, did my thing, went to coach the kids. But I could tell, like, for the first time in a while, she looked at me with, like, the, damn, like, he looks good.
Yeah, you know, I love that because a lot of guys think that, well, if I work out, and it does work for some guys. A lot of the resources will say that. If you just work out, it'll work. But I can't tell you how many jack guys have gone through the program and it doesn't. But obviously, you command more respect. And I don't mean command like order. I mean like you're just given more respect when when a fit guy walks in the room versus a non-fit guy. And your wife is the same way, right? And it's the same no matter what you're talking about. But most importantly, you start to feel better about yourself. See, every guy who doesn't have this connection with his wife is ultimately feeling lower confidence, is ultimately feeling less manly. Well, one of the fastest ways to feel manly is obviously to have muscles, you know, to know that you're in good shape, to know that you can handle intruders, to have the energy with your kids, just to know. It's just absolute obvious confidence that comes in, right? Is it perfect? No, but it sure can help. And then, yeah, when you notice she's got the side eye looking at you and you're just enjoying the stare because you haven't been connected in so long. That's refreshing, right? So
yeah,
another win. Fantastic.
I think it also shows, you know, I haven't been showing follow through on a lot of things, and so I've been talking about getting in better shape. I don't talk about it anymore. I'm better on my diet. I stopped eating. Kind of got off my diet. I'm back on diet. I'm back working out, and I think that's also attracting her. Is just like, oh, he's really doing the work and following through. It's also with the Spanish lessons that I've always wanted to learn Spanish, but I've always kind of just like started, stop. I've been every day hitting it. I'm speaking it with Dean because his dad speaks Spanish, so he's teaching Spanish. So now I'm reinforcing those lessons.
Wicked.
And I think that stuff is really, she's seeing a different side of me. So I feel like that's going out. And the house has been more civil. She hasn't talked to me about not talking to her son or any of that stuff. She's not really interacting with me, but we're also not fighting or being aggressive. And if I have electric car, I need to park somewhere and I need her to move her car. It's very civil. It's very, oh, do you mind moving your car so I can charge it? No, I'll move it. Okay, cool. So it's not like we're super far ahead, but I feel like, you know, we're
no, but this is laying the foundation, guys. Pay attention to what he's talking about here. If you want to lay the foundation as fast as possible, as long as it still aligns with who you are, your core values, things like working out, things like the Spanish lessons you never took, things like not fixing the kitchen that you said you were going to do, the things that you said you would do that you never followed through on, that's the fastest way to lay a foundation for trust. Obvious reason is you're actually doing it. But now it's not just one thing. And that's the big problem that a lot of men will make is you start to change one thing. You know? So a good example in my life is we have 2 German Shepherds coming this weekend coming up. We're going to bring 2 more puppies into our home. Okay. Now, I didn't do the best with training puppies because I was always working, right? But if I just train the puppies, that doesn't look any differently. So detach from the outcome of I'm getting her attention and just she'll look at you differently. Why? Does it matter? No. We don't actually give a shit. The point is you should feel proud. I'm training the puppies, but I'm also not yelling. I'm also fixing the kitchen. I'm taking those Spanish lessons. I'm working out. This is more confidence building shit because you believe in yourself. You just understand. So it doesn't matter what she says. She doesn't trust you. She doesn't believe. You can handle with more response naturally versus react poorly and defensive because you just know. You shouldn't need to say, actually, I am working out and doing the Spanish and shit. What the fuck? What for? You just are. The facts are there, right? So lay that foundation for yourselves, guys, and you will move the trust a lot faster. The more she rams inside of your car, you have more footing because the foundation is there, right? I love this, Dennis. This is great, man. Very, very impressed. You're cruising through this and you're really just applying everything in the reset, man. And it's going to pay off. It really will.
I mean, if nothing else, I'm a better man right now than I was 3 weeks ago when I started the program. And so I'm super in, like, I see the work, you know, and just humbling myself that I need to change. And so I'm just not doing everything you say in the reset. I'm just like, okay, maybe that doesn't seem right to me, but I'm going to try it. And being able to humble myself and put my ego down and just do things differently, man, I feel like a completely different person in 3 weeks. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, I love that, guys. And pay attention to that, because remember, you're not me and I'm not you, right? And I've taken a lot of resources to put this together in the best way that I can, and it's working really well. But each one of you will have differences, right? I'm going to give you a simple example. I believe in this connected parenting. I believe in the time that we spend with our children and we've done, but this will not work for some of you, right? And that's just going to be either a mindset, or it's going to also be like, honestly, sometimes we're going to have to feel like we have to punish the kids, let's say, example, right? At the end of the day, as long as you are proud of who you are, because I don't give you your core values, I suggest mine, right? And if you want to honor and live by your code, you have to believe in it. So the other thing with that is I challenge you to challenge me, right? If you're like, this makes zero sense, okay, let's have a discussion about it, right? Let's see why. Because sometimes what's fair is not what works, right? And vice versa. But on the flip side, sometimes by trying this and then adapting that, it will make more sense. Or, hey, we're never done rising. What else can we improve on, right? Mm-hmm. So I embrace the fact that you know, it doesn't all make sense and that you're still just jumping in and trying it. But don't lose you. Always still bring back more to me, to Lord's, with something that doesn't seem right or doesn't make sense, okay?
For sure.